Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm just sitting in my bed.
Why are you so scared of me? If for any reason at all, something happens to him where he comes home, do you know how much trouble that puts me and you in?
Hey, get your hands out of your pocket, please. Just have a seat on your couch. Yeah. How you doing? Good.
Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back to Grim. Today's reaction of Chris Hansen Takedown is featuring one of the most honestly terrifying creeps that I have seen on this show in a long time. This dude was really trying to get the decoy out of the house, and he pretty much throws a fit when he realizes he won't get his way, and instead steps foot into the stink house. So I'm not going to spoil too much. Make sure you watch until the very end, and drop a like on this one. Let's see if we can hit 5,000 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Anyways, let's get right on into it, shall we?
And he makes a troubling request.
He wants me to go in the woods because he doesn't want to be seen by the neighbors. He said I'd rather go for a ride where nobody sees us, just park in the woods somewhere. I will take paper towel and wet wipes.
So the police are talking to Chris Hansen right now, and they're having troubles getting this guy to come inside the house. He's about an hour away from this decoy, and he claims when he gets there, he expects her to come out to his car so he can drive them to some unnamed location to do God knows what. Obviously, the police can't let that happen. They have to get this done here for safety reasons, and because Chris and his team are here and gonna be questioning this guy. So I'm not sure how they fandangle it, but this dude obviously is thinking with the wrong head so much, and instead sets himself up to be arrested, which is quite beautiful.
Hey,
Hi.
what are you doing?
I'm just sitting in my bed.
Why are you so scared of me? My God.
I don't know you.
You have my number.
Why are you so scared of me? Says the man who's literally doing one of the scariest things you could possibly do as a freaking human in modern society. This guy's already got a tone and an attitude like the decoy's wasting his time. Maybe he's just really annoyed at the fact that it's so difficult for him to break the law right now, but you'd think he'd have a better attitude about this, especially if he's trying to win this decoy over.
So you have my phone number. That's like giving you my driver's license.
But I want to stay at my uncle's house.
Why?
Thomas pleads his case to the decoy of why he doesn't want to come to the house.
And the decoy is saying it's her uncle's house who she's home alone at, and he's really worried he's going to be set up. I think this guy is worried that she's going to have the uncle come home and he's going to get beat up or something, but honestly, that might be a better outcome than actually what is about to happen to this guy.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna walk into your house or your apartment thing or whatever you got, your uncle's. I mean, you got neighbors. You don't think your neighbors know your uncle?
And just how hesitant this dude is to come over to the house shows how wrong he knows this is. And I think that's something they're hopefully going to be able to use in court, along with their other evidence when he inevitably is like, I didn't know it was this age. You know, making up all these lies that these other creeps do. Hopefully that allows them to have a slam dunk case.
God, I mean, I got all my condoms, a little thing is in my bag in the back. I got a bunch, I got like 6 bottles of water, I got paper towel, I mean, I got wipes, I got everything. It's like,
and this creepo, dude, this is actually terrifying to me. Sorry, we still haven't even gotten to the reveal of this guy being here, but this phone call is insane. He's talking about this kit that he's put together in his bag that contains all the stuff he needs in order to enact on this. And I don't know, that is just really creepy to me that he has his own kit. It makes you think how often this freaking weirdo is doing this.
and you sure you're not setting me up? I mean, you see where I'm going with this? Because if for any reason at all, something happens to him where he comes home, do you know how much trouble that puts me and you in?
And this is a very insidious, creepy way of manipulating the decoy, who he thinks is a certain age here. Obviously, it's a law enforcement officer or somebody working with law enforcement, so they're not falling for it. But he really tries to make it sound like if I'm getting set up here and you're trying to make this, you know, bad for me, that's bad for both of us. We're both going to be in a world of hurt and a world of trouble. And that honestly sounds like a psycho, thinly veiled threat, but it's really trying to just manipulate who he thinks is a young person he's talking to into being afraid for whatever reason, and that is just terrifying to me.
Mrs. I'm scared of you. Oh my God.
You can take a seat on the couch. I'll be back in 30 seconds. And ready for me? I'll be back in 30 seconds.
So he makes his way into the house with his big head looking build right here. Oh my God, bro. And of course he's got his bag with him and he thinks everything is all chill because he sees the decoy. He sees it's just them alone. Little does he know this decoy's about to head upstairs for a certain item that I can't name. And when she comes back down, she's gonna magically have transformed into Chris Hansen, one of the greatest creep catchers of our generation, if not the best. I don't even know why I said one of the best. He is the best, all right?
I make my entrance.
Hey, get your hands out of your pocket, please. Just have a seat on your couch. Yeah. Sounds like you had quite the night plan. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that is an understatement. They had quite the night plan. This dude was saying things on the phone that I had to omit from y'all that were basically explaining how fast he was going to be, if that makes sense. Like, he has been waiting for this so much, and it's such an exciting thing for him that he was already warning the decoy, hey, I'm not going to be able to stick around that long. It's going to be pretty quick, you know, all the stuff that I want to do. Also, when he got here, he immediately brought out a lotion bottle and was like, I also want to give you a massage. Like, just the levels of creepiness on this guy continue to grow with every second I'm watching this, and he's making my freaking skin crawl.
What was on the agenda?
Lonely.
Huh?
Lonely.
Lonely?
Yeah.
And who were you going to meet tonight?
I don't even know her name.
You don't know her name. So you came over to this house to meet somebody and you don't know their name?
I don't even know her name. I don't even know her age if you're gonna ask that. And if she is some sort of age that's not cool, I didn't even know that beforehand. Like, this dude's already trying to cover up by acting like he didn't know anything about this and it was just some casual thing. At least he admits he's lonely, but again, that excuse does not hold any merit because there are millions of people out there who are probably more lonely than this guy and do not resort to this sort of thing. I say that all the time, but that is one of the worst, most idiotic excuses that these creeps constantly use in this show.
And how old are you?
62.
62. And your name is?
Tom.
And what did you talk about online with this girl?
Everything.
Everything.
And look at the attitude on Tom right now, who is 62, by the way. Absolutely insanely creepy to know that. He looks a bit older than that, honestly, with how just poor his health is. But yeah, he looks annoyed to be here and like he's being, I don't know, inconvenienced by being caught for doing this heinous crime.
And why did you think it was appropriate for a 62-year-old man?
I just had a woman I've been led on for like a month steady, maybe a little over a month.
So this dude's excuse is to give Chris Hansen some sob story of this woman who, quote, led him on for a month. And because he was so heartbroken for being led on, whatever that's supposed to mean, I think that means he doesn't know how to take a freaking hint and is obviously a gross sack of human skin that, like, I guess we can constitute as a person, but who would want to be around that physically, let alone romantically? But beside all that, he's just using that story as a way to excuse this behavior, and that's laughable. That's the only thing I have to describe it. Like, literally, I just want to laugh my ass off at that. What a moron.
And just kept leading me on.
And how old was this woman?
45.
45.
We just talked about living together. She didn't have a job. I helped her out with money on it.
So yeah, he starts rambling and waffling on about this 45-year-old who God knows if she's even real, but she apparently led this guy on and he was so heartbroken he had to do this. I just got to tell you something. If you're so heartbroken that you turn to this, that means you just had a proclivity for this from the get-go and you decided, you know what, my life sucks so much, I'm gonna throw it away and be a degenerate monster. But that's not something somebody normally does when they're heartbroken. You know, usually you might just turn to some other vice or maybe, I don't know, hit the gym. That probably would have been a much better thing for this guy, but God knows he's 1,000 steps away from a gym at this point. Like, he has really got some other stuff to figure out before he even begins to think of his health.
I gave her the money to fly up here, and it was just one letdown after another.
Right.
I think she made it to Chicago. Then she claimed she got robbed in a taxi.
And honestly, the more this guy talks, the more it sounds like I should have reacted to him on a Dr. Phil episode for one of these old boomers that gets scammed in a romance scam, because that's exactly what this is. This dude was just sending his money to somebody probably in, I don't know, some other country, thinking of some made-up 45-year-old hottie that he's talking to that absolutely does not exist, and you could probably, you know, reverse Google image search her images and find that out instantly, but this guy's of course too dumb to know that. So instead, he lost all his money on this romance scam and is now losing his dignity and his sanity on this show as he's getting exposed by Chris Hansen and everybody else who's in his life, which it doesn't sound like there's many people in that life, but anybody who does know this creep is gonna know exactly how big of a freak he truly is.
How much money do you figure you sent her, Tom?
Lots.
Lots. Thousands?
Yeah.
Tens of thousands?
No, not tens of thousands. You want to know why it wasn't tens of thousands? Because this guy's a broke ass and he just does not have tens of thousands to give out. But you know he wasted pretty much his entire life savings on this romance scam. Again, take the L. I don't know what else to say besides that Fortnite emote because there's really nothing else I have to say to this creep. He deserves to lose everything.
I've been single for about 14 or 15 months now.
15 months now. And were you married, Tom?
No, I had a living girlfriend for, I think it was like 12 years or
12
so.
years.
So this man had a relationship for like 12 years and has only been single for like 15 months. And he's acting like this dry spell of his is just making him lose his mind. And I'm sorry, I just do not buy it.
I asked her, I don't know how many times, and she didn't say it, went on about something else. And then finally she did tell me, and I'm like, okay.
That seemed to excite you that she was only 15.
I was scared. I had a bad feeling, Chris. I shouldn't have come over here, he says, as he's literally sitting here after deciding to come over here. Like, dude, all your excuses are textbook. And Chris makes a good point. This guy says, I didn't know for a long time in the conversation that she was that age, which is obviously a lie. But even if we were to believe it, once she does remind him of the age, he got excited and started getting more chatty and more interested in the situation, which only tells us that this was the exact type of person this weirdo was looking for.
So she wanted.
Which you're deflecting the blame here.
We both wanted.
Okay, you're the adult though.
You heard her as soon as I come through the door. You heard her.
I know, but you can't blame the girl for what you do.
I know.
And then this guy tries victim blaming and is just like, you saw, she was literally wanting it when I walked in the door. She was like inviting me over to sit down on the couch. Like, I don't know what else you want. Literally, she like wanted it, literally. Just, this guy's a caveman brain. I'm sorry. He has no looks, no intelligence, nothing going on in his life. It almost makes sense he was led to this, direction in his life. But dude, it's just a shame. It just hurts to watch somebody be such a loser and scourge on society.
What did you bring with you, Tom? Well, show me what's in the backpack.
Really?
Yeah, really. I'll explain it now. Let's massage.
And then the task force reveals themselves.
So in the end, Chris has this guy empty out his kit that he brought, and he just has a ton of different oils and lotions and paper towels, all this creepy stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they had some other things in there that I just cannot name. But it's at that point that the task force gets a little bit weary and realize this guy could have something in this bag that he pulls out at this point. So they step in order to, diffuse the situation and arrest this guy. A little bit unorthodox. He didn't really give the reveal right then, but I'm sure this guy knows who Chris Hansen is.
I'm Chris Hansen, and I do stories on adults, and now you're in one of those stories.
I should have known. I should have known that.
Well, I know. I just should have known. That's all I'm saying. I should have known. I love this guy's little accent. It's like the cherry on top of this thing. So yeah, he gets arrested, hauled off to jail, and apparently he made bond, and they're still awaiting his trial by the time this released. So God knows what happened to this guy, but that's another creep caught by Chris Hansen, and I want to know what you guys thought of this one down in the comments below. There's just something about that phone call and the fact that he has this kit ready to go in his backpack that is so unsettling to me and made this guy one of the top creepiest people I've reacted to, at least in recent memory. Of course, I've covered a lot of these. Make sure you go watch all those on my channel if you haven't already, and hit the subscribe button and the bell so you never miss a future upload. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and until next time, peace out.